Hello, space engineers. Welcome back to the Xbox version of the game on the Series X for the third part of my airlock tutorial. Let me just adjust my microphone. Here we are on the Redship map, which has been suitably extended. I'm just going to nip over to the medical station over here because we are playing in survival. We're just using creative mode tools to speed up the building. When last we left, we had a sort of airlock. Not quite working as we wanted. That's all changed. Off camera, to save some time and energy, I've actually gone ahead and built out the airlock as it functions. So I'm going to show you it working, and then I'm going to break it down block by block, or block by timer block, because you need the grand total to get this particular version working of 6 timer blocks. 3 to unlock the airlock, and 3 to lock it. Because what we've done here is, as I said last time, we've prevented the door from being opened by anyone because we've turned it off. Now, if you have all terminals accessed and so on, or if you have you can go into the control panel of the door, turn it back on if you want. But we want to do all this from the press of a button. So we have the airlock ready to depressurize. So if we press this, if we wait a little, the lock state inside now changes. So no one can enter the airlock. It depressurizes and this door automatically opens. As you can see, this room is still pressurized through there. This door is locked, but we can freely open and close this one. It doesn't matter, because when we repressurize this airlock, all of this will run these timer blocks, close this door, and turn this one on. Repressurize, and then open the door when the pressure's equal. And it takes about 12 seconds in total for the whole process to run, from locking button press and unlocking button press. This gives us enough time to pressurize, depressurize, and safely open the doors without losing any air to our external closed air system that we're using. And we have button panels here set up so that we can use timer blocks, airlock unlock, and airlock lock. So how does it all work? Well, that's the question. First of all, on your button panel, you'll want to make sure that you start both of these, the timer block to airlock unlock and the timer block airlock lock. Now here we have a set of timer blocks. This is the airlock unlock, and this is the second, and this is the third. This is the lock, second lock, third lock. Upon the press of this button here, this timer block here starts. Basically, and it runs this. It closes the main HQ door and starts the second timer block in the sequence. So this will close and this block here will start. This block runs for 6 seconds before it triggers. And what it does, it turns off that main HQ door block and turns on our airlock door block, starts the depressurization of the airlock, and starts the third timer block in this sequence here, which again runs for 6 seconds. Like I said, the whole cycle, excuse me, is about 12 seconds. All this one does, really, is it opens our outer airlock door. And you can see all this working when I press this button here, like so. There's the start. There's that door closed. There's it being turned off. There's the depressurization of the room. And there's the opening of that door. Now, if you remember last time, we set these lights up here on the setup actions part of this block so that we could have them turned on. The first action is what happens when the room is pressurized. The second is what happens when the room is depressurized. Room is depressurized at the moment. Our spinning light, rotating light, is on. So now, on to the next part of this. The timer block airlock lock section. Excuse me. I'm being attacked by a cat. Whee. This is this one here. The airlock lock. 1 second delay. This one closes our main airlock door and starts the second timer block in this sequence. This second timer block lasts for 6 seconds. This second timer block turns off our main airlock door, starts the depressurization back to repressurize the airlock, turns on the main headquarters door block, and starts the third and final timer block in the series of 3 in the total of 6. Again, 6 seconds. And this one, all it does is it pops open automatically our main airlock door. So when we press it, boop, starts, door closes, turns off, room is repressurizing, and our door here opens. No air is lost from our main airlock closed system using this method. And that is 6 timer blocks worth of airlock. And you can hide that in numerous ways. If you wanted to, you could hide it in this very room. We do have access to the armor panels that came as part of an update, which work quite well to hide timer blocks, like so. And remember, you can still access all this stuff if you need to edit anything from going to the control panel, pressing X, and just going down to the timer locks. So you don't need to directly interface with the timer lock. So everything is nice and hidden so that we can just use our airlock as and when, like so. You can also turn the timer blocks on to silent if you don't want to hear the beeping. And that's your functional airlock system for any ship and or base that you want to support that kind of airlock. Obviously, there are other ways of doing it. There are scripts on dedicated servers, in which case you can just pretty much download Ice's door script, put 2 swing doors together, and it will automatically create an airlock. If it detects doors in a certain proximity, you can use it to create airlocks like that. But this method actually works for solo and server play without scripts enabled, so you can play around with that. And with that said, that's it. That's the third and final part of the airlock tutorial, building from a very simple airlock with a closed oxygen system through to a more complex automatic system based on a couple of buttons. You could, if you wanted to, set all this up using sensors, so you don't even need the buttons, but that's a little trickier. I prefer the buttons because I like it so that you have control in that regard and somebody doesn't accidentally depressurize the airlock by accidental design. But yeah, so that's that system for you. Hopefully it's been of some help. You've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for the likes, the subscribes. Remember, 2,000 subscribers unlocks the Star Wars all-terrain armored transport from Paul Thompson, who created it specifically so I could give it away. What a fantastic guy. If you're not subscribed to Paul's channel, you can find him through me, or I will leave a link in the description. We'd love it if you subscribe to us both. There's a lot more to come because eventually Keen Software are going to drop Grid AI, and it's going to be a big one. Grid AI is going to fundamentally change the way we look at artificial intelligent grids in Space Engineers. This is not just a plaster or a poultice over something in the game that's not quite working. This is a substantial rework, reading between the lines on what Marek posted. He wants to really change up the Grid AI in Space Engineers. And the last time they wanted to change something, we ended up with the custom turret controller. So stay tuned. Watch out for that one. That's all. Anyway, bye for now.